What's up guys, Max Tech Toy Box here, and today I'm doing a video review of the Happiest Baby SNOO. So it's been a while since I posted a video, but of course with life changes, just sort of the way that the cookie crumbles. But for those expectant parents, I promise this will be a video review well worth the wait. Stay tuned. So, what is the SNOO? In the simplest of terms, the SNOO is a smart bassinet that gently rocks the baby back and forth while sleeping. The swaddle locks the baby in place safely, has a built-in microphone and speaker to listen in on noises while the baby is sleeping, to adjust the rocking motion and also adjust white noise while the baby is sleeping. Now, it doesn't only play white noise, which we'll talk about later. It can also play ambient sounds. So usually I talk about the price at the very beginning of the video, but this will be something that I touch on at the very end. But we will talk about the way that this device looks. In my opinion, it's a pretty well put together device. It looks great, aesthetically speaking. It's set up so that it does not look like your normal bassinet. It's set up to be a more of a modern piece. And the reason for that is because it doesn't only have to go inside your bedroom or the kids' room. It can go inside your living room or your den, your family space, something like that. Because the baby more than likely will be sleeping in all of those different places throughout the baby's, I guess you could say, initial lifespan. And so the straight lines with the mesh and this sort of wood trim just looks great. You could say it's a speaking piece. Someone will definitely ask, well, what is that? But it will look like it fits in if you have a very modern type of design. And like I said, I really do like the way it looks. It's really sturdy, has a nice heft to it, well put together. Of course, there's a button on the front of the device, and what that does is it allows you to turn on the device and turn it off. Also, you can manually adjust the speeds of the rocking motion and the different levels and tiers by holding it in for I think 1 or 2 seconds. On the inside of the device, there's a mattress. It has 2 little, I guess you could say, swivel locks that the swaddle locks in place with. And then of course there's that speaker. So another pro, or I guess you could talk about the first pro really, is it's pretty easy to put together. All right. I did have to look at the instructions a little bit when I first got it, and that's just because I wasn't familiar with how things are supposed to go. But I've taken this apart multiple times because we've gone on different vacations, gone back and forth to see family, and put it back together. And I never once had to look at the instructions because it was just so simple. Next up is the application. So this is a smart device, and so it connects to your phone via Wi-Fi. Alrighty, how do you communicate? You will communicate via the application that you can get on Android or iOS. Of course, you get it from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Well, what does that app allow you to do? Well, the app first of all tells you the status of the baby or the SNOO. So when it first pulls up, it'll tell you if the baby's calm. Of course, you can name the baby within the application. So it'll say if the baby is calm, what level that baby may be at. Also, there's a built-in safety feature. So if the baby is crying continuously, I think for more than 5 minutes, and he or she is at level 4, then you will get a notification directly to the phone saying, hey, the SNOO is shut off and you need to go see about the baby, basically. But I digress. Let's sort of talk about what you can do from the application. You can increase or decrease the level of the SNOO, basically the rocking motion, and also the sound. So each level has a certain amount of sound and rocking motion sort of built in, but all of that can also be manually adjusted to your liking. You also can increase or decrease the responsiveness. So the responsiveness is when the SNOO uses its microphone to actively listen for baby noises, it responds, of course, and adjusts accordingly to what you have your settings set to. If your baby tends to make noises in the middle of the night, but they're still sleeping, you may want to decrease that responsiveness. Because if you have it set to very high responsiveness, the baby makes noise, well then it'll jump up to a different level, and you may actually end up waking the baby by shaking them a little too much. So there are 5 different intensities. The first one is calm. Then you have the level 1, and it's color coded. So level 1 is purple, level 2 is green, level 3 is yellow, and level 4 is red. So of course, those same colors are shown on the front of the device, on that little ring or where the button is pressed rather. If you're looking over at nighttime, you don't have your cell phone, you can actually see what level of intensity the baby's at. So if it's purple, yellow, red, or green, like I said. Also, the application gives you a daily log, which is pretty good, or pretty cool, so that you can sort of see how your baby has been sleeping from when you got the device until now. Also, for people that are, nowadays everybody's pretty data hungry in terms of analytics. Well, you can see, how did my baby respond when we did this? So let's say you went on vacation, the baby was sort of out of what he or she is normally used to doing, and then that night, well, how did their sleep compare to when they were at home? Did they sleep just as good? Did they not sleep as good? And then the daily log is color coded according to those intensities. So if it'll show purple, for the duration of time that the baby was in the calm phase, and then level 1, level 2, level 3, it'll show all of those within the log, which is pretty cool. There's also built-in sticky notes for certain milestones that the baby may hit, and or help for parents that may have just gotten the device. Pretty cool, and definitely a tool that can be utilized to make sure that you're getting the most out of your SNOO, and to make sure that you're doing everything you can to make sure that your baby is sleeping appropriately. Like I said before, you can adjust quite a few different things within the app. You can change the starting level to the baseline, or maybe you want them to start off at a certain level 1 or 2 intensity. You also can adjust the starting level, the volume. You can also change, maybe you don't want the baby rocking at all when you first put him down. And that would be important for maybe if you're getting ready to wean the baby off of the SNOO into just a regular crib once they approach around 6 months of age. Also, there are some pilot features that you can use, which are pretty cool. They're like sort of beta testers, if you will, or beta features. I sort of alluded to at the beginning where I said you could listen to white noise, or that's sort of what the SNOO usually lets you listen to, but there's also ambient sounds that you can have the baby listen to while sleeping as well through the pilot features. And probably the most important pro is it's a swaddle made for dummies, okay? If you are an expectant parent, or you were a parent, or are a parent, then you know what swaddles are and how difficult it can be for certain people to use them, right? Well, this swaddle is so simple and easy, you really can't mess it up, okay? You literally put the baby's arms down, you fold it over and lock it with a piece of Velcro, and then you zip them right up into the swaddle. So super, super easy to use. And one of the key components of that is that it does lock in place, which prevents the baby from rolling over, which is super important for the baby's health and safety. So now that we've spoken about all the pros of the device, what are the cons? Well, there's really only one con that I have with this device, and that's the price. It's $1,500, or $1,495 to be exact. That's pretty expensive for a bassinet, okay? But I guess you could say a pro and or con. Maybe more of a pro is that you can rent it, all right? You actually can rent it for $129 a month, and then you can ship it right back in the same packaging. I think you have to pay for shipping back, but shipping to receive is free. So if you are someone who's only planning on having one baby, well, then renting for 6 months, usually around 6 months is when you're gonna wean the baby off of the SNOO and back into a regular bassinet, or crib rather. And so rough math, that's about $800. It's kind of pricey still, but at least they offer that as an option. If you're someone who's gonna have multiple kids or children, then purchasing it may make more sense because you'll spend less money that way. I will say that they do have deals from time to time, like this past Black Friday. You were able to purchase it at basically the same amount that it cost you to rent it for 6 months. So that was a really good deal, and definitely I would recommend anyone who's looking to purchase, if you can around that time, that would be awesome. So now that I spoke about the pros and the cons of the device, well, what do I think about it? Well, I love it, okay? Me and my wife absolutely love the SNOO. I was skeptical at first when my wife told me what this device could do, because there's so many different things that are money grabs, right? For expectant parents or new parents, and oh, this device will make sure that your baby sleeps for this amount of time, and you do this and you do that and this trick. And so to me, a lot of these things are money grabs, and I've dealt with a whole bunch of different smart baby devices, and most of them don't work. That's not true with this. It absolutely works, I can tell you that. Like I said, I was skeptical at first simply because of the price and because of all these different things that everyone says works and doesn't work, just because they want to try and give you money. But from when we got this device, originally when our newborn was born, we had him in a regular bassinet, and then we switched him over to this. When he was in the regular bassinet, he was waking up every 1 to 2 hours, okay? Once we switched them over to this, that time increased, okay? I would say even the first night, that 1 to 2 hours went to like 3 to 4 hours, okay? So it's definitely well worth the money if you can purchase it, okay? Newborn or expectant parents and parents who are newly parents, sleep is very, very important. And I know that it's a tough pill to swallow to pay $1,500 for something, but if you can get it at a Black Friday price, or if you have the ability to rent it, then I really do think that it's well worth the money, because we all need sleep, okay? Especially if you're a parent, you're working as well. It's pretty tough to function with very little sleep. So all in all, like I said, if you can catch this on discount, it's well worth the money, all right? If you don't plan on having multiple children, the renting option is very nice that they have that as well, all right? But I definitely highly would recommend this. Like I said, me and my wife love it. Absolutely no issues with it whatsoever, apart from the price, okay? Which I understand. So all in all, like I said, I love the device for those expectant parents. I think that it is worth the money. If you guys have any questions or comments, concerns, please leave them down below, and I'll do my best to answer them as soon as I can. As always, this is Max Tech Toy Box. Hope you guys enjoyed the video review. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys' thoughts are about this. Until you guys see me again, you guys stay safe. Peace.